Dear family and legal appointed guardian behind my back who are trying to support me while I'm in hospital and while on ITO. As a patient after a hard car crash that was severe to me, I was left in care of nurses and doctors. As I felt completely abused to follow them to get well. From the beginning, I had arms and legs in casts, and all nurses were trained killers in my stay except 3. Cameron, who was a fat man who didn't stay long, a pregnant nurse, and someone who resigned her job because her abuse on me tore my heart. I feel pressured and abused, and at times sexually abused by inappropriate handle of these nurses. An example is I wasn't ready to go to the television from my appointed room, and manipulation was on me by pushing me, walk, my broken legs, casts, and what they did was they manipulated me until I was in a nappy, exposed to everybody, and I was pushed in a wheelchair. I walked on broken legs. I was left in hospital. I have lost a lot of my things because they rearranged my room all the time without me and my permission. And I think the legal guardian was unable to notice all of this because the nurses didn't let me contact her. Because every time I tried to contact the legal guardians over my care, which I didn't appoint to, which they overcast upon me, my life was stolen by these people. And I feel whoever has jobs wanted to kill me off, except a few people who kept on making medicine to help me sound right, since they poisoned me so much. I felt poisoned by these abusive staff members. I remember what they look like in the hospital, and anywhere I will go after this long and inappropriate stay is going to be okay, because I'll be free in my own home, cooking and cleaning and sleeping and watching television and thinking of things that are good for me. Already I feel in my own life that I'm ready to function in my own home with my partner. My partner is a good man. He is only a flatmate. We are very good at helping each other, and my mum reads very well. She can understand very well at reading all the fine texts out there, and she is training to be a psychologist. For me, I feel so abused in my life by this hospital that I cannot get a job for a very long time, and I have to go through a specialist like Personal West or Resolutions, and gradually, after job that they dismiss, they'll finally accept me in a position that I'll finally accept. And that's the only way I can get a job. And I cannot do anything much more. I I really want to be out there in the community doing the right thing, progressing as the right level to do the right thing and make other people function well. While I'm in hospital, all I can do is try to get by as best I can. I can't help anybody in the real world. My family are good, and I feel every time my food is tampered by these people in hospital, I feel my memory loss, and I feel like I can't seem to remember as much. But every morning I get up and I try and I try and I try and I push on, because this man really helps me out, and he's the only one I want to go back to, who helped me all along, who said my ability was too great a risk for anyone else to achieve in the world, because my ability in the world out there would have been abused and used and misused, which is my fine talents like cooking, sewing, dressmaking. Those are all the things I want to do. And I also want to be an actress, but I can't. I also want to do many things to help people, but I can't. All I can do is go home, watch TV and repair myself and take medicine, because I've been so abused by poisons in this hospital that I need so much medication, and I've been labelled so many things because of this poison that I have to keep going on. So right now I have a personality disorder, and I can cope in the real world because I know my cousin Krista had a personality disorder, and she's been a carer in the real world, and she was very successful. I saw her, I visited her, I went to McKay. It was the best thing for me that people with disabilities can go out there and succeed. But for me, I feel so hurt in my heart that I have to be very patient and make sure I take all my medication as prescribed by my doctor. As for my guardian, who I wasn't able to be involved in that assistance process at that time, I feel that my mum couldn't care for me at that time, and neither could my partner. So I appreciate the assistance, but I have not been able to contact her because of all the abuse I've been getting from the patients and nurses. I am trying to contact Greg Nielsen to tell him the updated news, what my story really was.
When did they give you this shit? When did they give you this shit?
They gave me that, but I
Who
didn't know.
filled this out for you? Who put the ticks in the box?
That was Claire.
Oh, right. We better have a meeting with Claire one day.
Claire Hayes went against my rules and instructions because I never involved her in my financial business. This was put as persona upon me. I did not know what was going on. I didn't get to read this because this form
God, I wouldn't wipe my
was
arse
very
on
stupid.
This is the biggest load of garbage I've ever read.
I always was able to take over my financial business. I am not in debt. I'm very well educated, as I am. I can understand things, but I couldn't understand that at the time because I was so overwhelmed by poison in my body. Okay, so I have stayed long enough to heal my body parts, I believe, to cope on my own in my unit with my flatmate Fred as soon as I get myself in order, which I still need with Centrelink and my money, as I am underpaid by the government and renting a home to keep a flatmate in home. So it is very expensive. So at hospital, all my belongings are taken by criminal staff members, and I'm at risk of no memory, and further and forever locked up and neglected by nurses by their abuse and their molestation upon me and rape. As I have been watched,
you should stop reading that now.
I won't progress until I feel comfortable in my own home at 1/8 Tempest Drive, Glenvale, Toowoomba, 4350. All I plan and say isn't important in hospital to uneducated, dangerous nurses. From a car crash, I have no clue how it happened, but then I figured it out. And I won't ever forget. As I remembered, I was stabbed in my own home and I went to bed to lie. I know, to hide, silly. Someone's trying to put that in my head. I went to hide. I was damaged, but completely aware. My dreams were hurtful. Fred didn't ever hurt me. We care for each other. He was getting medicine to cope, while I was stabbed to death by a stranger I couldn't see because I was blinded by it. When nurses kept giving me a hard time, they hid this and looked good to everyone else. I felt hurt, and when I was back from my crash that happened to me...
Could you do that could you read that while I'm not sitting here?
Hang on, I need you.
Why? No one's going to hear any of this shit.
What do you mean?
Well, the adult guardian's been appointed. That there's no undoing that. And nothing you say out of that crap is going to change what they want for you. And this Claire has written in up there a whole heap of garbage that isn't true. You handle all your own finances. There's no need for a decision maker when you've made your decisions well enough to survive financially till now. It's just garbage. And anything you read out is just going to make them think that you're even more unstable. Because that's what they do. They put words in your mouth, and when you get frustrated, they punish you with drugs. Turn that shit off.